All right, we have with us in the studio Mayowa Apaflo, Senior Associate at Financial Derivatives Company Limited, and we're going to be talking BHP, we're going to be talking fashion with Kering's downgrade, and Hermes doing pretty well. Mayowa, you're very welcome. Good morning to you. So on this BHP matter, what is BHP, what are they seeing in their rival that they're trying to buy?
Basically, they're basically interested in copper.
Yeah.
Anglo America has significant copper operations in South America, Peru, and Chile. And then while we look at why copper is important, copper has future potential because it's a key ingredient in technologies related to energy transition. We know the world is big on going green now, and so it's used for electric vehicle batteries and also renewable energy systems, and that's the reason why BHP is really interested in that. And then we're already even seeing demand for copper rise. When we look at what's happening in China, for instance, we've seen increase in the use of electric vehicles, and that's already driving up the demand for copper. And so BHP is interested in increasing its copper holdings. Recently, they acquired, I think, Oz Minerals, and so they're looking to solidify their status as a leader in the copper mining industry, which is why they're going for Anglo America right now.
All right, and so what could, I guess, complicate the deal?
Well, there are a couple of things that could complicate the deal. First of all, we look at regulatory hurdles, right? A deal of that impact is a significant deal. Would definitely invite scrutiny from regulatory bodies, particularly antitrust regulators, for instance, especially when we look at markets, especially in the copper mining market, because antitrust regulators will be looking at how that would affect competition in the mining industry. The Anglo America is a UK company, so we'll definitely be expecting to see the Competitive and Markets Authority look at that area. Secondly, we'll be looking at South Africa. BHP, the idea is that they expect that there will be a spin-off of Anglo America's platinum and iron ore assets, and South Africans may not be open to that. Thirdly, we look at the offer in itself, right? The offer is, we're hearing whispers that it's not attractive in itself to Anglo America. BHP is offering about £25 per share. That's about $38.8 billion for that, and that in itself is not attractive in itself. Even when we look at that offer, it does not even make provisions for that demerging of the platinum and iron ore business. So that's also a hurdle. But I think they have till May 22nd to come back with a binding bid.
All right. We've heard from any particular South Africans, I guess, as far as the authorities are concerned, or in the government, as well, airing their opinions on the deal.
Well, the talks, but we should probably look at the biggest shareholder in Anglo American in South Africa, which is the South African State Pension Fund Manager. They have not said anything yet, but we expect that they will not be very pleased about the deal. Then we also come to the South African State Minister, Mines Minister. He is opposed to the deal. The Finance Minister has maintained more of a neutral ground, but he has specifically mentioned that he hopes that they will not destroy South African operations, which more or less you could imply or get the sense that they might also be opposed to the deal.
Interesting. I'll have to see how things play out there. Let's get to some fashion news. Kering, I think parent of Gucci, stock falling. They have profit warnings. Been downgraded, by a number of analysts. Yeah, HSBC downgrade, Bernstein downgrade, S&P Global downgrade, Jefferies is just not looking good. What's the struggle here for Kering?
Well, there are a couple of factors that are at play here. First of all, we look at the declining market value, right? This year alone, the share price has declined by about 18%.
Jeez.
And then especially when we now compare to peers in the industry like LVMH, those ones have gained in the period. And then when we look at the CEO's fortunes over 3 years, Francois Pinot's fortunes have declined by about half in 3 years. So it's showing that there's a lack of stability going on there. Secondly, we look at the operational challenges at Gucci. Like you said, Gucci is their biggest product, right? It accounts for half of their sales. 2/3 of their profitability is from Gucci. And then the past year, I think they have changed their creative director, CEO. They have a new creative director. And with that comes, because you know this creative director contributes a lot to the aesthetics, the way the products will look on the runway, and it's a big deal for fashion houses. And so there's that aesthetic change that we're also seeing there. Already, Desarno has already their 2024 catwalk. They're seeming to be shifting to more towards a classic look. And when they go into that space, you already have other competitors that incumbent in that space that they are going to be competing with. Like we have Prada, we have Dior in that classic space. But then you also have analysts that also are of the opinion that that is very risky, because Gucci is supposedly only known for better when they're in the over-the-top kind of scene. And so analysts think that that's like a high risk, the changes in terms of aesthetic that they're going towards. Thirdly, the external factor we could look at is the economic situation, the economic slowdown. In China, there's a slowdown in China. We have the issues with the property issues, avant-garde, high unemployment rate in the youth, already affecting China as a market, which is China is a major market for a lot of luxury good companies. And also generate the global slowdown. We're seeing that consumers are holding on more to their money because of the high cost of living. And then there's a change in priorities generally. And then when we come back internally into Kering, we can look at two things. We can look at change in management. Not only at Gucci, we're seeing change in management also at Kering, and that can also give a bit of instability to the whole thing, because you're having to change new direction and all of that. And lastly, like you mentioned, the downgrade, that's affecting investor confidence. Bernstein, I think one of the most recent that mentioned that downgraded. You've had HSBC, even as far back as 2015, you've had Goldman Sachs, and all of it was still tied towards Gucci as a brand and the challenges that they have been facing with Gucci.
Thank you for the breakdown, Mayowa Apaflo, Senior Associate at Financial Derivatives Company Limited. Appreciate you coming and talk to us about the mining sector and fashion. Thanks for your time.